1 in every 5 inmates has been infected with the coronavirus at this point.
The Lee Adjustment Center is currently the place with the biggest COVID problem. Evening Edition's Carolina Buchek spoke with loved ones who are worried about what is happening inside.
Packed with positive COVID-19 cases, Kentucky's prison system continues to deal with coronavirus outbreaks.
The news from the correction front is not good.
State numbers show that so far, there have been more than 2,000 inmates and more than 280 staff members who have tested positive for COVID-19 in Kentucky's prisons. And right now, the state says there's one prison in particular that's dealing with a significant outbreak.
This time, the majority of the increase has come from one facility. That's Lee Adjustment Center.
The Lee Adjustment Center in Beattyville is a privately owned prison that's under contract with Kentucky to house the state's inmates. One of them is Leah Connor's husband, James.
At first he thought maybe it was just a flu or a bug, and then he realized that everyone around him felt the exact same. And then they realized their symptoms were, because they watched the news, they realized that their symptoms were COVID-related symptoms.
Connor says her husband has tested positive for COVID-19, and the state's numbers show that he's just one of the many positive cases there. The Department of Corrections says there are 474 inmates and 29 staff members at the Lee Adjustment Center who are positive for COVID-19. And the fear is there will be more cases.
Our fear, frankly, is that we haven't completely finished testing the facility. That facility houses over 700 inmates, so we already know that more than half of them have tested positive for COVID.
Connor says her husband is doing okay, but there are a lot of sick people around him.
Essentially, he said every person around him has a cough, they all have fevers, they all feel like jello.
Naturally, she's worried about her husband being there right now. She knows he's there because he made a mistake in life, but she doesn't want people to forget that inmates are people too.
Make a mistake, you deal with the consequence. However, the judge, in our situation, his judge did not sentence him to COVID. She did not sentence him to be treated or mistreated or neglected or forgotten.
So Connor hopes the state can get the outbreak under control and keep the people there safe. In Clark County, Carolina Buchek, Evening Edition.